Today in Trump's America, small-town farms in Arkansas are begging for welfare. They can't sell their soybeans to China. Who knew that so many farmers were making $10,000 an acre from China? Who knew?
Did y'all see the video with the white man asking black people to step up and save America? Excuse me, sir. Didn't we try to sound the alarm and tell y'all that the competition that happened in November of last year, if you voted for the wrong person, what was going to happen?
Hello brothers and sisters, I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from. Now, most of the farmers, most of the white MAGA supporters are now calling out the black community to come and save America. Now, they are saying that they can't do it themselves without the help of the black community. Now, they are calling the black community to come out and help them air out the grievances, the high tariffs, the high taxation and everything that is happening at the moment. Let's watch this video, then have a really quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
But instead of pulling up their bootstraps, they're going for welfare. They're going for subsidies. They're going for American handouts. Just mere months after saying, we don't support welfare programs, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, cut everything to these LGBTQIARSTUV people. Pull up your bootstraps, Arkansas. Sell something Americans want to buy. Talk to your man Donnie Darko about the Department of War, because hell, they might be coming to your town soon. He might be bringing the National Guard to Arkansas and you won't have any farmland left anyway. Look, folks, Donnie Darko is destroying America, and if you can't see it, it's a part of the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. Go look it up. It's a blueprint. Donnie Darko is following it to a T.
See, black people are the originators of all skin folk and kinfolk. We know that just because somebody look like you doesn't mean they have your best interests. So y'all, now your livelihood is affected, your business is affected, your family are affected. So now y'all are concerned and scared and worried and want us to step up and save y'all. And you know what's going to happen right after we save y'all? I mean, do we look like the Black Avengers? Right after we save y'all, y'all gonna go back to doing the same thing? So absolutely not. This is the consequences of your actions, and y'all are going to have to sit with it. In the black community, there's a saying that I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard: you will be okay once the swelling goes down.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American.
Bravo, bravo. That's what they look at black people as. The help. Not as allyship, just disposable help. Someone that they could put in front of them as a shield. And that's why a lot of these white Cubans left Cuba. It's not necessarily because of politics or ideology. It's because of racial equality. Before the Cuban Revolution, they used to discriminate against black Cubans. It was legal. Black Cubans didn't have access to healthcare or education, and they lived in poorer conditions where they served the white Cubans. After the Cuban Revolution, all that changed. They start promoting racial equality. Black Cubans start having access to healthcare, access to education. And a lot of white Cubans, that made them feel uncomfortable. They were used to the old Cuba, where they had an upper advantage on the black Cubans. They're not going to bring this information up freely. That's why when she says save us, servitude, you're nothing but the help, disposable help. Make my white Cuban life a little bit easier and comfortable since our white savior, Trump, is deporting us.
Major breaking news. The white people in the United States are now crying. They are regretting why they elected President Donald Trump as their president in the United States. They have been literally affected a lot. No food they can't afford. They can't afford even water. You won't believe this. And let me tell you, they are saying if it could be their mean to remove Donald Trump, they could have done it. This is the same president who said that he could make the United States great, but it's literally opposite of expectation of everything. Taxes are increasing, tariffs, sanctions all over. People are literally pissed off. They thought that Donald Trump could flip the pages and chapters of everything in the United States according to how he used to talk before leadership. But now everything is literally opposite. And people are saying on social media, maybe the Africans can intervene so that everything can literally change. But this is the same president who has been banning a lot of African nations not to even go to the United States. How can be African intervention had by President Donald Trump?
While Trump is busy praising the black from Africa and all over the world, something really strange is happening in the United States. Just imagine as we speak, all the whites from the United States have taken to their social media crying over Donald Trump's regime. They are saying that due to Donald Trump, the cost of living in the United States has really gone up, and they are calling upon all the blacks to help them fight this regime. They're also saying that due to Donald Trump, there's high taxation in the United States, and they're also regretting of why they voted Donald Trump as the next president of the United States. And as of now, they're saying that they don't want anything to do with Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump to step down at all costs. Now, do you think the blacks from Africa and all over the world will hear the cry of the whites from the United States and help them fight the regime of Donald Trump? Or do you think the blacks in Africa and from all over the world, and to be precise, in the United States, will keep on minding their own business?
Okay, y'all. So I just watched 2 different videos of Hispanic women crying. And baby, we're gonna unpack this because I judge. If you are new here, it's your girl Maya Lamisha, favorite cousin on your mama's side, the opinionated stay-at-home mama. Okay, and like I said, I watched 2 different videos of Hispanic women crying. Okay, the first woman, she was crying saying that she regret voting for Trump. She believed everything he said that he was gonna do and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if she watched the same things that I watched, but he already said it was gonna be a mass deportation. I don't understand why they acting all confuzzled like that's not what that man said before he got elected. I heard him say it. I know y'all heard him say it. That's why we said we was gonna mind our 92%, because we heard him say what he was gonna do once he got in office, and now he doing what he said he was gonna do, and now everybody acting confuzzled. I'm confused by your confusion, ma'am. Now, the other lady, she is asking for the support of the African-American people, because she said back in the day when slavery was happening, that some of us ran to Mexico and they gave us shelter, and you never know the way everything going on in the future. We may need Mexico again, is what she said. So she don't understand how we not jumping in to help save them. And for my recollection, Black people been considered the bottom of the totem pole for the longest. Even Hispanic people didn't like us that well. It was a whole debacle between being Hispanic and Afro-Latina, because they felt like Afro-Latinas was the bottom of the totem pole. But now you want help from us after we told y'all not to vote for him? We've been asking for decades for people to stand with us and march with us for our rights and Black Lives Matter, and y'all just kept saying all lives matter. But now that it's convenient for y'all want us to say Hispanic lives matters when y'all wouldn't even agree with us that Black lives matter. Again, I'm confused on the confusion about what y'all wanted us to do, because we told y'all we was down the ride and everything, but then when y'all voted for him, when we seen the percentage of how many Hispanic people actually voted for him, we told y'all don't ask us for no help later on. We said this to y'all, but yet now and still y'all want some help from us. We told y'all we was minding our business. I'm confuzzled with you, okay? Now, I'm not saying what he doing is right. I'm not saying that we agree with what he doing. What we saying is we told y'all. So if y'all want any help from us and advice from us, we just gonna tell y'all carry around y'all paperwork, because there's nothing we can do to help y'all, because we told y'all, he told y'all, they told y'all, they all said they was gonna do, and now everybody confused. I'm confused at the confusion. Okay, just carry your paperwork. That's all I can say.
Guess who just got the tea about what's going over on MAGA sides, specifically with the farmers in Arkansas? Child, them Trump tariffs is kicking their asses so bad that at the most recent NEA meeting, representative assembly that took place on Friday, the farmers in Arkansas all collectively broke down in prayer. They started calling on to God. They started calling on to God because they cannot trust that Donald Trump is actually going to keep his word. See, the big beautiful bill, which a lot of these Arkansas farmers voted for, and the Trump administration is currently renaming because it did not accurately describe what was in the bill, promised a lot of the people in the agriculture industry benefits that a lot of these businesses will not live to see as they all take effect in 2026, 2027, late 2026 and early 2027 to be exact. But like I stated, a lot of those businesses will not be around long enough to see it come into fruition. Apparently around that time, a quarter of the farming industry in Arkansas will be out of business. And y'all already know that I always come with the evidence. I always have the clip. So stay tuned for the clip provided by ABC7.
The government steps in to save them. Farmers had no one to turn to but God.
Farmers are lobbying. It's only they're closer today than anyone else on this earth because we deal with your earth every day. You know, we're hurting you. We can't deal with what's happened to us.
Dear Lord, we are hurting here, Lord. We can't help what has happened to us. You actually could have helped it because you could have voted against it. Y'all could have voted for Kamala, but like you stated, she has a weird laugh. And here's a screenshot of the article. You can go and find it. Let's read along to the title. People have little sympathy for the Arkansas farmers who are asking Trump for emergency funding to save their farms. And because they can't trust on Trump to actually come through with these emergency funds, they started praying. I probably should have highlighted what I'm about to read, but it's in quotations at the top. It says, I have never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on. Welcome to the mentality of the average Black American here. Welcome to the mentality of the average Hispanic Latino person here. Welcome to the mentality of the average marginalized group member here in America. And to think that all of this could have been avoided, had you just listened to those same marginalized groups. If you would have just listened to the Black Americans here in this country, to the 92%, if you would have just listened. And now, ironically, the same tool that you used to oppress the marginalized groups in this country, the Black Americans in this country, the formerly enslaved people of America, religion, Christianity, prayer, is now the only tool that you can rely on because you can't trust in your government to look out for you. You can't trust in your government to help you. How fucking ironic. And just a reminder, because I know y'all like to forget, right? Anytime, historically speaking, by the way, the Black Americans of this country stated that they needed help, they wanted to be treated fairly, they wanted equality, you told them to pray harder. You sent them to church. You told them to pray harder. That if it's really meant for them, all they had to do was pray harder and God was going to hear them. So that's my advice to you, you farmers in Arkansas. Pray harder, okay? Just keep praying. However, I do have a strong inkling that we are not praying to the same gods. I know the God that I pray to. There's only one. I don't know what you're praying to, but pray harder, okay? God bless America.
A hospital in Jersey put up a flyer asking for nurses to volunteer their time on the weekend to pick and harvest blueberries. They gotta be smoking the finest dope or something. I don't know. I just left my big sister's page because she was talking about this, and she's also a nurse practitioner. So I'm just gonna echo and just add some other stuff onto what she said. It wasn't enough that we had to work real hard to get a nursing degree. It's not enough that we bust our behinds working and taking care of patients, not getting adequate breaks, burnout, stress. Some of us have a lot of anxiety, depression because COVID and everything else. You asked me to volunteer my time on the weekend to pick and harvest blueberries as some advancement for a clinical ladder project? Y'all need to go and just find something else better to do and find somebody else to play with, because nurses is not the ones. And I don't even know why anybody would think that this was okay to post or put up a flyer in a hospital and do. Like, get somebody else to do it.
Sound. Volunteers needed for blueberry harvesting.
Okay, so I had to put on my sophistication glasses for this one. But you're telling me in order to move up the career ladder and to get my staff nurse 3, I need to go out there and pick up the slack that the U.S. government has created? You want nurses who are already so exhausted and leaving hospitals and bedside care in droves to go out to the farms and pick blueberries. Am I hearing this right?
Now, to move up a clinical ladder, they want nurses to pick blueberries. I saw Tanya posted this on her page. You can pick them on the weekends, or you can pick up your shifts. You know what's next, right? Cotton.
And another thing, who's going to pick blueberries on their day off for your organization after serving 12 hours or more at the bedside, being exhausted, pushing through exhaustion, being underpaid, unappreciated, pouring from an empty cup to serve the patients at your organization? Now on the weekends or on my days off, you want me to volunteer to pick blueberries? Girl, don't piss me off.
These raggedy mother... So I've been a nurse for 15 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but this some bullshit. Apparently there's a hospital in New Jersey that is asking their nurses to volunteer on their days off and weekends off to go pick blueberries. Pick blueberries. I currently work in multiple specialties, but one of them that I'm spending a lot of time in right now is inpatient psych, usually the geriatric population. So that means Mima hasn't taken her meds in a while. She's 95 years old, and she thinks she's pregnant, and she thinks we're trying to poison her, and she thinks that I'm the hussy that tried to steal her man back in 1954. So every time I show up, she's trying to fight me. And that means Papa doesn't know where he is, or why he can't leave, or why he's here. So he tries to throw his walker at us regularly for 12 to 16 hours, trying to keep these patients safe, medicate them, reorient them, trying to keep them from harming us, trying to deal with family members that are unrealistic and not understanding disease processes. And you mean to tell me, after 12 to 16 hours of that, for 3 to 4 days, maybe even 5 during the week, you want me, to go pick blueberries? All I can tell you is this: there's gonna be no wading in the water. Absolutely not. Somebody might be catching a fade in the water though, because what kind of BS is this? Have a good day, y'all. I don't even know what to say. Y'all, they is asking nurses to go and harvest blueberries on their free time. A hospital in New Jersey has a flyer going around asking nurses to go and harvest blueberries on their free time for free. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Look. Pause to read. All I could think about is somebody that works in the hospital or has ties to the hospital owns a farm and they're low on farm workers. But asking nurses is diabolical. Y'all didn't think this out right, did y'all? Joke's on you.
I don't know if y'all have heard the latest, but they want nurses to go and pick blueberries on the weekend as a part of a clinical ladder project. You want nurses with all their 5011 degrees and letters after their name to go and harvest blueberries for free under the guise of it can help them with their clinical ladder advancement project? No. Baby, no. 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 If you are short farmers, let's think of why. And do you really think that we have extra nurses in the hospital that are going to just have time to go pick some damn blueberries? Like, y'all didn't think this through. Y'all really did not think this through. If you have not seen the sign going around the hospital that nurses can go and harvest 20,000 blueberries on the weekend, go check it out and tap in and let me, I can't even talk because I'm just so worked up. Nurses ain't picking no damn blueberries. I don't know if y'all have heard the latest, but they want nurses to go and pick blueberries on the weekend as a part of a clinical ladder project. You want nurses with all their 5011 degrees and letters after their name to go and harvest blueberries for free under the guise of it can help them with their clinical ladder advancement project? No. Baby, no. 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 If you are short farmers, let's think of why. And do you really think that we have extra nurses in the hospital that are going to just have time to go pick some damn blueberries? Like, y'all didn't think this through. Y'all really did not think this through. If you have not seen the sign going around the hospital that nurses can go and harvest 20,000 blueberries on the weekend, go check it out and tap in and let me, I can't even talk because I'm just so worked up. Nurses ain't picking no damn blueberries.
California farm workers are on a strike from today all the way to the 18th. They're asking us to not buy any produce for those 3 days in support of this strike. This is all happening after the ICE raids that happened in Camarillo. It was a huge ICE raid. People were detained. Even a U.S. citizen, a vet, was detained. I think he's released now, but I really think that they should go longer than this until they get what they want. They're actually looking for a pathway to citizenship, but without them, we wouldn't have our produce. I also heard that there is this New Jersey hospital. I saw the flyer too, and they're passing out flyers asking nurses to volunteer weekday mornings to harvest blueberries so that they don't go to waste. Nurses, for free. They're asking them to go on their free time and harvest blueberries. What the fuck is going on? Why don't y'all go harvest blueberries? Whoever is on this side to deport all the farmers, whoever is against the farmers, go harvest the blueberries. Why are y'all asking nurses? What the fuck is going on?
Hey family, I want you to listen and watch this request this white man is making for our black men. And we'll talk about it.
Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you. Okay? And I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you to ask you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can.
Stop right there. First of all, no, you're not going to put the lives of our precious black men on the line. You yourself just admitted that this country, black men, is ass to kiss. And so now you're going to ask, you have the audacity and the caucasity to request that our black men get out here and what? Solve the Trump problem that racist white folk created in the first place? No, they will not.
All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them.
So now on top of solving the problems here in America, now you want our black men to solve geopolitical problems happening in Israel and Palestine? Oh, so now you want our black men to put on superhero capes and fix everything when I thought our black men were just lazy and shiftless and ain't worth a dime. Because isn't that what you've been perpetuating and telling us about our black men for decades now, for centuries? And now they got to what? Solve the political crisis in Israel? Wow.
And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish Jew speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the you're racist train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? And I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth.
So I'll speak the truth. It is not the responsibility of our black men to go out here and fix the problems of white America. That has been the problem since the beginning of time. You white folk want our black men to fix your problems when it's convenient for you. Yeah, when it's convenient, if it's making you money on the football field, if it's making you money in basketball, if it's making you money in the music industry, if it's making you money anywhere, you want them to be there for you and to help you and to rescue you. But when a black man stands up in front of the United States of America and says that he is the president, he's all kind of niggas, his wife is a monkey, his kids are getting death threats, and it's a major disrespect. And not one time did I hear you call on black men then to say stand up for your president. So no. Black men, fall back, stand down. You created this problem, white man. Now you solve it.
Hello brothers and sisters, I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from. Now, most of the people who messed up the economy, most of the people who went ahead to vote for the policies that are currently affecting the whole country are now asking the black community to come and fix it all, to come and do it all for them, you know. Now, it must be remembered that black folks are known for patience and perseverance. Now, these are people who have been in this country for the longest. Now, they have seen all kind of mistreatment. They have seen all kind of hatred. They have seen all kind of police brutality. They have seen it all. The oppression that has been subjected to the black people is very unimaginable. These are the community that has suffered a lot in the hands of the oppressor. Now, since the transatlantic slave trade, it must be remembered that the black folks were taken out of Africa in their various communities in Africa and taken into slavery. Most of the people who took them into slavery have never been accountable, or they have never been held accountable for whatever they did to the black folks for the longest time. Most of the black people right now have a problem They have been traumatized all this long. Now, whenever they raised a voice to talk for them, the voice was silenced. Whenever they came in groups to talk for themselves, the people said they were complaining a lot, that they can't just keep quiet and work on their side, you know. The oppression has been unimaginable. Now, it has come a time when everyone is suffering, whether you come from the white community or the black community. Now, the same policies that people voted for, the same deportations, now the same policies that were meant to make America great again are the same policies that are affecting the people. It must also be remembered that the same people went to vote to see a certain community being oppressed. Now, they have been shocked so much because the same people they voted against, the same people they voted for the system to oppress them, the same people they thought they were finishing, are now rising into being the powerful people that can help them talk. Now, you know, most of the people who voted for these policies have never struggled. They have been having welfare all their lives. You know, I read an article where 78% of those people who receive welfare are the white people. Now, they have been receiving bailouts whenever their businesses were collapsing, whenever they were running short of cash. The same people are complaining about the tariffs, but they are not complaining about the person who is bringing the tariffs. And the fact that they are only complaining about the tariff because these are the tariffs that affect them. If at all they were not affecting them and affecting someone else, they will never have raised their voice to talk about them. You can see the mediocrity. You can see the level of pretense in these people, that they only talk about something because it affects them. But whenever it affects someone else but not affecting their lives, they will never talk or say a thing about the same. How many times have we seen the black folks going forward to protest about policies that have been affecting them, but no one showed up to help them? Now they are silent. Everyone is concerned about their silence. Most of these farmers are now calling out the black community to come and fix America. I thought they were voting for America to be great. What happened in the way or on the way? We must realize the unity of the black and the brown community is needed, not just politically. Now, look at how things have been done in the United States of America. You've been lied to that you are great. The supremacy, you know, that nothing can go wrong as long as you live in the United States of America and you're white. That you can never beg from someone else because you come from the US, the superpower, the supreme country, the perfect country in the world, with the perfect leaders who only care about making the world great and making their country great. But you've never been told how delusional these dreams are. You've been told about the American dream. A lie has been told to you over the years. Now, look at yourself. Look at the situation. Everything is taxed, you know. I understand you need to make your country great, but tell me how everything is highly taxed. Capitalism has taken the better place of your lives. You have to struggle a lot to pay your bills. And you end up getting old without savings. The pension that comes after you get old is very little. Now, look at the mortgage rates. Look at the car loan rates. Look at everything. Look at the insurances, the health insurances and everything. Now, they have told you that way. They have sold that lie to you because they know you are going to believe it, that you are going to believe the US is the supreme country in the world, that if you live in the US, you are meant to be a millionaire and nothing is going to be wrong. But behind the closed doors, see how many voices are crying. See how many people are complaining about this country. Wake up. Wake up and see the manipulation that has been done to you. For you to think that this is like a cinema or a movie where after every wrong that has been done to you, there is that one thing that will be done to you and it will change the course of your life. Wake up. This is not a movie. This is not a theater. If you are not going to be very careful, you are losing it all, my people. Everything is falling apart. You must be warned. And the warning that is coming and the warning that is coming your way is coming in a very, very bad way. Because now, see, most of the farmers, most of the businessmen, most of the people who owns food stores are now complaining about the tariffs. Now, soybean farmers from Arkansas are now complaining. They are holding meetings and prayer sessions to pray for themselves. Maybe the God of blacks might save them. This is not the time to continue with the division. I hope you are all seeing the damage it has already done to you. And you might want to reconsider that in future. The damage is beyond control. But when you unite, you can do something to the damage. You can actually come out with a way of making things great. Not politically or the political way, the way the politicians have always told you that you're going or they are going to make your country great. No one can make your country great apart from you. You, the taxpayer. You, the person who works 3 to 4 shifts to pay for the mortgages, to pay for your loans, to pay the taxes, not those who control and steal, extort from you, but you who is the engine power of the economy. If the black and the brown could be very brave to unite, we could be having a great America today. We could be having a great universe today. We could be having a great Africa today. We could be having a great Europe today. But what happened? All the illusions that have been sold to you, all the lies that have been told to you, and you believed them. Now see who is crying. See who is always complaining about how they cannot afford groceries. How expensive is the groceries today? You go to a food store and you can't afford nothing. It is very, very sad to see such things happening. While the people still worship the politicians, thinking they are messiahs and they are going to save them from the wrath that is coming. You are not aware and you are not ready for the disaster that is going to come if you are not careful. We must be careful how we transact. We've been very, very dishonest with ourselves, thinking that voting a party that has people of your color is going to save you from the problems that you're experiencing today. Forgetting about the policies that you always vote are the same things that will come and bite you back. Now, we have a country with people who are crying from day to day. They are complaining about the life itself in this country. They are complaining about the level of mischievousness in this country. They are complaining about so many other things. When are we going to rise up and stop all these things that we've been doing and start thinking afresh? We don't want to continue the same way. Let's focus. Let's get up and let's start thinking afresh. Brothers and sisters, I'm very, very sad with how we've been transacting as the black and the brown community. Let's be very careful. Thank you so much.